What's dudes and dudettes? This is Cartridge Cousins. I'm Mallory, aka Mordecai, and this is my cousin, Diddy David. We like to play hand-me-down games from our older siblings, reminisce on our childhood. Welcome to the show. David, introduce yourself.
Alright, I'm Diddy David, aka David the Devil, aka just David. I don't like Dave. I've never been called Dave.
You go by Dave, though. Isn't like your Instagram just like Dave Trainer?
Oh, that's because back in the day, I had David Trainer, and then I changed it to something stupid as a meme, and then when I tried to go back, it wouldn't let me.
That's really annoying.
Alright, so the first thing, we were talking about this the other day. You got one player, you got two-player contest or two-player team. We've never played contest before. I kind of even don't know really what it is.
Yeah, because as kiddos, we played just like two-player team because I was really bad at these games. That's why David is the only one that plays them. And I was just like way too afraid to actually like play against him because I knew he would kick my ass. But whenever he comes into this like Kong's Banana Horde thing, so the whole idea of this game, if you're not familiar with it, is that like Donkey Kong himself got all of his bananas taken by King K. Rool. And my theory is like, what if Donkey Kong is the bad guy and he's just like, committing lots of tax fraud, and King K. Rool is just the IRS of this universe,
Exactly.
Like, what do you think?
Well, my thing is, it's actually the other way around. And, they got stolen by King K. Rool. Not necessarily that King K. Rool is going to eat it, because, he's a crocodile. Why would he want bananas? And he's more of like the mafia member. He's a pirate, obviously, so he has some affiliations with illegal activity in terms of like, pirating people's stuff. All right, let's start off with this room. All right, we can obviously tell that King K. Rool never came into here because, as you can see, there's bananas everywhere.
Maybe those were the legally obtained bananas that he had paid taxes on.
Okay. Oh, look at what's her name? Candy Kong in the background. She's kind of scary looking in that photo. Not gonna lie. Right here.
I remember just like playing this as a fucking kid, and like Candy was so sensual and like over sexualized for a kid's thing. But I was like, I'm Candy if I'm any character. Now that I'm older, I'm like, I'm Donkey Kong. You're Diddy. I always liked playing as Donkey too when we would play like two-player.
Alright, here we go. First level.
But yeah, anyway, so a little bit of background on the game.
Screwing up.
Yeah, it's okay. You haven't played this in a while. So David and I are cousins. We are both in we're not both in our 20s. You're not there yet. But yeah, we played a lot of video games as kids that our older siblings had. Like, it was never really like our games. I got a DS and nothing else was mine. And we just kind of wanted to make this show to talk about, the old like stupid shit we went through as kids when it was just, us, because we're like the youngest of a pretty big family. So not pretty big, it's pretty like medium size.
It's decent size.
Well, yeah, like our next oldest cousin, there's Kelly, but she has Down syndrome, so she didn't play with us a whole lot as kids. She very much likes to entertain herself, and she's still that way. But then we had like this cousin Curtis, who's
he's the next older. Yeah, he was born in 93 or 94. So,
and I'm 20, and David's 19, so like we didn't have a lot of people to play with. I guess it was just kind of the two of us for a lot of it, and his mom and my dad are siblings.
Hey, so first time I got one of those. What's the name of that frog? What did you say? Flipper?
Oh my god, I know, it's Winky.
Winky.
Yeah, because of Winky's walkway. That's
okay,
like one of the things. I was always afraid as a kid with those hippo ladies that I was going to end up looking like one of them someday.
They are representative of like many of my teachers growing up, especially like more of elementary. I've noticed elementary school teachers are bigger than my high school teachers. I don't know if that's just me or whatnot, or that's how.
Do you think maybe they sit down a little bit more throughout the day? Because I remember when I was in like 3rd grade, we would like sit on the carpet, and then the teacher would like sit in the chair and read us a story or something. But then when I was in high school, we were sitting the entire time, and the teachers were like up, standing, running around, lecturing. Unless of course you were Mr. McGinn, and then you just kind of like to sit at your desk and make your PowerPoint go by.
Your teacher used PowerPoints.
Listen, I respect Mr. McGinn so much. Sorry, Mr. McGinn, if you ever, for some reason, have found this and listened to it. He was like the coolest teacher ever because you could tell that he did not like give you extra work because he was not going to give himself extra work. Like
Literally.
he taught you, he wasn't trying to be an asshole though. Like he was just very straightforward, and he would fucking roast kids in class, and they were great roasts. He was just a great teacher. Like I am not a science person, but I learned everything I need to know about biology and nothing extra. You know.
That's what I notice about teachers. Is like they'll take like 8,000 years to grade. You know, they'll expect you to complete something, you know, within a time frame. But then when it's time for them to grade it, you know, they'll forget about it.
You just like
Already
right
screwing
over.
up.
Yeah,
It's okay.
no,
We're shooting the breeze. We're not really focusing too hard on the game.
something I love about college that's very different than fucking being a kid is just like how a lot of professors you'll have like 2 or 3 big assignments, and I'm pretty good with that. Like I can actually focus on that. My college actually starts up again on Monday, and it's all online classes because of COVID. And I am like pretty dreading like going and doing the fucking online classes.
Yeah. For me, you know, my most important like year of mechanical engineering is coming up. You know, it's the first year where I only have like engineering classes, not just like, you know, the common core ones. You know, math, science. You know, the mandatory ones you're supposed to take. These are like the real deal, and they're all going to be held over a freaking computer monitor, and it's not going to be fun.
Be fun, but it's also like not going to be as informative. But like, what can you do? I'm glad I have all the professors I have are people I've had before, except one lady. But I was really looking forward to. I had a Friday class. I always have Friday classes, but it was with this professor that's just like really chill, and I was like, I can't wait to show up every single Friday, like hungover, because I actually had fun on Thursday night.
I can't do that. I can't hang out Thursdays. That's a no for me. Even if I had class at like 11, I'd still never do it.
At my school, which I won't name because, you know,
Thirsty Thursdays.
But yeah, we have Thirsty Thursdays. Like a lot of people at my school don't have.
I used to know people that would do it almost every single day of the week. You know, Margarita Mondays. Tuesdays, kind of nothing. Wednesday is.
I've gone to a Tuesday pregame, and everyone was like, "You going out?" And I was like, "No, I'm gonna go home and sleep." Like, are you kidding me?
It's kind of like that episode of a regular show, TGA Tuesdays.
Oh
like,
my gosh!
You cannot have a party on a Tuesday.
So me and David are huge regular show fans. If you couldn't tell by my nickname, Mordecai, and we just loved that show growing up. Like, we would argue over who was Mordecai, though, because nobody wants to be Rigby. Rigby's like a complete idiot.
Well, I remember when the show first came out. When we, you know, seeing commercials about it, I wanted to be Rigby. He looked cooler than Mordecai. But then once you start to get to know Mordecai, you realize like he's kind of the more mature one. Mature in air quotes.
He's also a fucking simp.
Yeah, he's a
Nobody
simp.
wants to be a simp.
He was a simp before the word simp existed.
Yes. But that show, I remember your mom getting really mad about you watching it because she saw that episode with all the unicorns that were like...
Oh, really? I don't even remember this.
I remember your mom, like, you being like, yeah, so I, like, can't really watch it. Like, I have to be quiet about watching it now because my mom saw that. The only episode she ever saw was the one with the unicorns. She thought that was super inappropriate.
Yeah, the one with the unicorns. They just kept farting. Like, Rigby, that scene when they kept, like, walking into their butts and they kept farting. It's classic comedy gold. Nowadays, I feel like, you know, kids' shows are a little bit more intellectual. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, they talk more about their feelings.
Have you seen fucking Uncle Grandpa or, like, whatever?
Oh my god, that's
ridiculous show. It's because every show's trying to be SpongeBob when the good shows were a regular show. By the way, David, I gave you my HBO password and you still haven't watched Close Enough.
Yeah, I've been busy. But how is it?
Tell us about
it.
Episodes. It's good for anybody that's like really into
JG Quintel.
yeah, JG Quintel, or like just kind of cartoons like that. Maybe even like adult cartoons. It's just about these like adults that are trying to navigate life with like a young child and
Oh,
just,
there's a
like
kid.
working.
There's a
And
kid roped
yeah,
in.
there's the kid's really funny though. Like they do a good job of not making it like an annoying kid.
Yeah, like that, like Death's son. You remember that episode where he had to babysit Death's son?
Oh my god,
That
I
was
hated
so
that
annoying.
episode.
His
But-
wife was bad though.
Oh, sorry, I just knocked into a ceramic pumpkin because my roommate and I already decorated for fall. Don't judge us.
So here we are, the most nostalgic level of our childhood ever.
This
Listen
is
to that
David's
music.
favorite level. He loves the music and the underwater vibe. It reminds me so much though, like all those scales of just kind of like the lake at our grandparents' house. So what would happen is David would come over for the summers. Like I lived like with my dad, a couple minutes away from my grandparents. But David lived, like about, I don't know, like an hour and a half away, and then would come for the summers and stay with our grandparents, and we went to the same summer camp. And they had like a little lake, and we would go on the dock and play games. And this level always reminded me of that.
This level's so beautiful. It reminds me of a field trip that I went on back in first grade. We went to like the beach and everything, and it was really fun. And I don't know, it's just so nostalgic for some reason. The music in the background is what makes this game. It's what makes this level. I listen to this music when I study during college, and there's like 10-hour. Yeah, there's 10-hour loops, YouTube videos to this song, and I've cycled through that same video for about 3 times. So I've listened to the song for over 30 hours in my life.
Whatever you listened to when we were kids, which was often. Because it was a summer where we played through this whole game. When you played through it, I sucked at this game. I suck at every game except like I could kind of beat you sometimes on Mario Party 64.
Oh yeah, Mario Party was the best. We gotta play that next time.
Yo, that and Vice City. Oh my god. We were way too young to be playing Vice City. I'm just gonna be honest. And we definitely plan on playing it on the channel, but damn, like I remember it was so inappropriate, and
honestly, in some ways it's worse.
Really
in some ways it's worse than like the new like Grand Theft Auto. It's a little bit more like explicit per se. Like there's a samurai sword you can get in the mall in Vice City, and when you hit people with it, you can like chop their heads off, and like you can actually like see their decapitated like body, and it's squirting out blood. And I feel like you just don't see that in the in GTA 5. There is blood, but it's not as terrible.
Yeah, I haven't played really any of the other GTAs. I would like sometimes when I went to my friend Molly's house, her older brothers would play San Andreas.
Yeah, see, everybody was so nostalgic about San Andreas.
I feel like they'd play a different one. I don't remember. I just know it was like one of the Los Angeles ones. Nice going, David.
That was so terrible. Everybody's so nostalgic about San Andreas, though. It was a little not past our time. It was past our older siblings.
Exactly.
Time. So that's why we never. It came out in like 2005 or 6. Wow,
well,
I suck.
You just got a life and just destroyed it. At least you got one. But yeah, no, that game, was it even out on the original Xbox, or was it just out on the
No, it was out on every platform, on PlayStation and Xbox.
But was it 360 or was it not?
No, it was not 360. I love
these levels. Rambi, I think, is my favorite character too. Like out of all the like little animal friends, Winky's cute. The ostrich, I forget the ostrich name. He's a little weird. And I think you like On Guard a lot, the swordfish, but I like Rambi. Look at him, he's adorable. He's so
in these levels, I like never know where to go. Like I'm trying to like maximize how many like little things I get, but I can just never like decide what path is good for me.
You have a lot. You're gonna get a lot of lives. This game has so many extra fucking levels. Like, do you remember you were saying it on our test episode? You were like saying how you would finish this game this last year, and you were only like 60% done, right?
I finished the whole game, every single level I went through, and I only got 46% of the game done, which is crazy how many extras there are. And it makes me wonder, like, what are they counting towards the percentage? Yeah. Well, I also remember playing this game and thinking this one level is really hard. It's later on. I think it's up in the mountains. It's a snow level. It's really hard to see. It's just like what I just did right now. You have to navigate through the level using barrels, and that is so tough when it's like snowing. And so I looked up. I'm like, I can't be the only one who thinks this level is insanely hard. And I found a forum online that people were talking about that level, and I look, and it turns out the forum is from 2003. Like, it's amazing that it's still like online.
This is honestly one of the most game-changing, well, that's kind of, pun intended, but like game-changing games just ever, because can you go in both? That's kind of weird.
No, you can't.
But this was just the graphics. I mean, look at it and think about like the other games that were on Super Nintendo at the time, and just how like
they were like literally
lame
pixels.
they were.
Like they were cartoony. Well,
yeah, and like
it's because Nintendo they're utilizing a special like chip in the board. It's called the Super FX chip, and it was really expensive to develop games on it. That's why a lot of games shied away from it. But they came later on the SNES's lifetime.
I think even if the graphics on this game weren't absolute utter perfection and like better than even like this is way better than the 64 to me. I just find this game like
everything's a polygon
so
on the 64.
Yeah. I think Mario 64. I know there was a summer that you played it, and I watched you play the whole thing like every day.
I was really good at it.
I've always been bad at video games, so I always just watched David play them. And except if it was something stupid like Smash or Super Mario Bros. Or like Just Dance, and David would play Super Mario 64, and it was like not Super Mario 64. Jesus Christ, there is a Super.
It is Super Mario 64.
Okay, so I'm right.
SM64.
How many times do you have to jump on this guy? Like 3 times, and he's dead.
5. Well, spoke too soon, Mallory.
This is like the most ridiculous boss ever.
He comes back later, though.
More than 5. No, he comes back as like his twin brother.
So it's not this guy. Okay,
no,
look he didn't have to go too far to find his banana horde. It's all right there, unless that's not his entire horde, which is crazy to believe how much bananas he's actually acquired.
So this is Winky's walkway, and this is where you meet Winky, the frog, the cute little froggy. Our grandma. This is kind of a tangent, great tangent to talk about though. So our grandma is like a tiny little French woman from Lowell, Massachusetts, and she has one hell of an accent and a super duper high voice. And Meme loves frogs for some reason. I don't even know if she loves frogs or if everyone just one day decided to buy her frog shit. You know how like white women, like white moms, always tend to have that, like that animal or that thing that's like bear.
Yeah, like my girlfriend's mom is the bear for some reason. Just has bears all over her house, and I'm not talking about the guy.
The camp's old you guys were all apples. It was like that's just ridiculous.
We had the theme of apples.
But yeah, anyway, so Meme's thing is frogs, and I still buy her frog shit every single year, but she got rid of a lot of it when they downsized their house. I don't think you can get it without Winky. And
oh, that's a shame.
I know, it's so sad. This is like such a quick level. I remember I could actually do this one because it was nice.
It doesn't fit in. I don't know. I don't see frog and a rocky cave. I don't see them going together.
Well, you know what? I do, because it was my childhood. And then this level, of course, is the...
Here, watch this. It's going to show you guys. Everybody pretty much knows about this, but... Oh, dang. Never mind. I missed it.
I sometimes do fuck up, too, when you go down the... There's like a little shortcut that skips the whole level, but... We'll have to see how many times it takes to get through this, because this is a tough guy. But anyway, so our grandma was like obsessed with frogs, and... I don't know. Now it's like... I think even her internet is like French frogs or something.
Yeah, 2 French frogs.
Yeah, but we love our grandma, and you'll probably hear a lot about her. Oh, not in the middle of the level. Fuck.
Well, now we can restart and try again. Oh, why is the sea red? That's scary.
Well, especially in Donkey Kong Country 2, there's like a lot of like lava sea. That game freaks me the fuck out.
We will be playing that.
We definitely will have to, but yeah, that one was just scary. It was like the game over screen on this game times 10.
The whole game is the game over screen times 10. But the game over screen on Donkey Kong Country 2 is not as bad.
Yeah, but the whole, I don't know, like Dixie looks so sad. You know when this TikTok star, like Dixie D'Amelio or whatever, starts coming out?
The sister.
And people would just be like, Charlie, yeah. And people would talk about Dixie, and I was like, oh, you mean like Dixie Kong? Like, why was I thinking that?
Yeah, because she's the OG.
Why is she Kong if she's just Diddy's girlfriend? You know, they're not married, and Diddy is a Kong because, you know, Donkey is his uncle. So I'm just really confused here. Like, are they married or is he dating his cousin?
We need answers, Nintendo.
We need answers. And they're all blonde. Oh, hell yes. Don't forget to jump over that guy.
Stop at the end, yeah. Just hits you with one more cheap shot.
Yay! We skipped the whole level. I'm so happy. What's this next one? Stop and Go Station?
Bouncy Bonanza.
Oh, there's this lady at the gym, and like, don't go to the gym right now, people. It's COVID. I'm like a gym addict, and there was this lady that like kind of like an older. I'm just gonna be honest, she was elderly, and I'm surprised that she was at the gym because it's, you know, not the safest place. But whatever, teach their own. Like maybe she's a gym addict like me. You know, she was like dressed in jeans, and I'm like sitting at the hip abductor, and she like. I have, you know, like a little towelette to wipe it off afterwards that I got before I went on it, just so I wouldn't have to, like, get up and leave my stuff there and then come back and wipe it down. So I had that, and then she hands me, like, a bunch of towels in a little spray bottle, like, you know, the paper towels. And it was like, I got these for you to wipe it off. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't really want to touch this considering that you just touched it. You know, and there's like the whole coronavirus thing. And then I watched, so then I like went on the what is the one called? The leg press, the mini leg press. And she watched her as she sat on the hip abductor that was like next to it. The like inner thigh one. And she just sat there for like another 10 minutes. And didn't do anything. And I'm just so confused. Like, could somebody explain to me what she was doing there? Like, did she maybe like drive her grandson there and just had to like keep busy? I'm just really
that
really
sounds
confused.
Like a scenario in Seinfeld. Just, you know, the little like things that just irk people in public.
Well, I think also at the gym, I do not want to be bothered. Like, you should not talk to me at all.
There should be like an eye contact rule.
Well, my testosterone is running, and like, you should only talk to me if you're asking how many sets I have left on that piece of equipment. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm a real asshole for that stuff.
A step too far for me.
What, just to ask if
I don't want to talk to anybody.
How many sets you have left?
Oh, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's none of your business. I'll be finished when I'm finished, you know?
No, I get it, because if there's only 3 squat racks, you know, I want to know which squat rack I should be like waiting for next, or if it's even worth it to stay, you know, and keep waiting.
I hate the girls that like, I don't know. I feel like they go there and all they do is sit on their phone, and they'll work out
oh my God, I hate that.
once in a while.
So before COVID, I was at my school gym, which is the worst because we're in college and all these girls are like, I'm going to become a gym girl and like go to the gym, and then they just suck.
How did I not get busted?
Oh, I hate this. It's giving me so much anxiety. I'm like,
these guys are scary. They're red eyes.
Okay, just run while you're still safe.
Oh, forgot the O. Hey, now we can save our girl Candy.
Yeah, go save it.
You know who Candy reminds me of? She kind of reminds me of Margaret. You know, she's running her little stand, her little coffee shop. Margaret from Regular Show. I don't know why.
Not expecting you to say that. She's way too flirty to be Margaret. I think of her as like, oh hey, I'm Jessica Rabbit. You know, like that kind of.
Jessica Rabbit, yeah.
But no, anyway, back to my story at the gym before COVID. There was this girl who sat on the hip abductor, and there's only one hip abductor. The gym was really busy because it was like 6 p.m. Freaking this girl, I finished 4 sets of like heavy weight before she can even do 1 set because she was playing on her damn phone. I got pissed. I made like a Snap story that afternoon because like when I go to the gym, I'm all like filled with, you know, working out energy and like I'm angry. I'm in the mood.
You take pre-workout?
to fight.
You like have C4?
I don't take pre-workout. I just am a psycho. But yeah, so I just hate like being, you know, when people do that. And like, I don't know, I'm a pretty serious lifter and I'm not about that life. And I know if I told people how much I actually lift, they'd be like, it's not very serious. But you know what? That's a lot for me. This bonus room. Oh, rare! The software. Look at me, like,
That was not
ever.
hard at all.
But it's easy. Oh, it's not a life. That's why. It's a fucking cool guy.
You don't even need lives. If any OG back in the day knows that if you type in barrel at the beginning of the game,
God.
you get 50 lives.
That's
We
something that
abused the
would do.
crap out of that.
So me and David had pretty unlimited access to the internet as young children because my dad didn't really know how to work his computer, and we just kind of like screwed around the whole time. And we would look up so many cheat codes to this game because we were obsessed with it. We played this like every day.
I remember printing out, fighting moves for Mortal Kombat 2, and still
Yes,
getting
and
mad because
how
I
to
couldn't
do like
do
the
it.
kiss of death and all that.
It'd just be
It's
so
like
tough.
again. I forgot the Winky was in this level. That's awesome.
I guess he's in this whole like stage per se.
Yeah. Kind of
I guess
like how Randy was in the last
the mountains
one.
are for him.
No, Winky.
Oh, wow.
He's gone.
Oh, he's
Oh
right
wait,
here.
he's not gone.
Oh my god, I'm gone.
Great.
I don't even think I got a checkpoint. Oh yeah, we did. I hate playing as Donkey because he's so slow. Dude, he's so like he's maneuverable.
Donkey because he's so much like more powerful than Diddy. Like when I don't know how to cartwheel, which is kind of like an important part of the game.
Yeah, it's just the Y button.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that, and I couldn't defeat those fat ladies that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, but I didn't know that if you hold down the X button or no, the Y button, it makes you go faster and it makes you jump higher. And like some of the jumps in here, I was like, this is impossible. You can never do it because I never realized that if you hold X down. How did I miss that
Isn't
G?
it why?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm so used to saying X, Y because of Xbox. They actually have the letters going the correct way, even though Nintendo was here first. Till Mr. Bill Gates stuck his beak into the video game industry.
I think I'm bad at video games because I'm not super like familiar with the controllers. Like, because I was watching a gaming video and a guy was like, yeah, you know, once you get the hang of it, like the controls should be the same for almost every video game, and I just have not experienced such a thing. Wow, you lost him quick. Oh, I hate Neki.
See, I was wondering, I was a little confused of how to beat him. I'm like, am I supposed to wait for something to come out and I throw something at him? No, I guess you just jump on the head. Something so
Yep.
primitive.
I could have told you that. You know what's funny is every once in a while I'll go back and like watch Let's Plays with this game. But there's not a whole lot of them and not a whole lot of like quality. And I don't really think any of the big channels have covered this game.
What do you mean by Game Grumps or something?
Like Game Grumps or, I mean, they've done some like older games like this. And even when I like look it up, it's not like anybody pops up. I'm not super familiar with this. I don't know what types of games like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye
He plays like
play.
computer games, Five Nights at Freddy's.
And like
stuff you find on
obviously PewDiePie's not gonna fucking play it. But
Yeah, I hate PewDiePie. I don't know. His content seems so fake. I don't know.
No, I love him. I followed him. I followed him ever since the big thing where he was not trying to become, but like people wanted him to become the biggest creator instead of
No, he eventually
T-Series or
lost.
something.
T-Series. It's like some Indian record deal.
I'm so sad because like it was the whole thing was small creators versus corporate, and corporate won, and I'm really upset about that. So I hated this. I could not get past this level. I just remember this was like the bane of my existence when I was playing like by myself, when I had just my little, because we both had Super Nintendos at the time.
Yeah, one time I finally bit the bullet and bought my own, and it was awesome.
I remember we had, between you and me and like one of my dad's ex-girlfriend's kids, we had like 4 copies of Super Mario World.
Really, 4 at once?
I'm pretty
I remember
sure.
we had multiple copies, but I think it was 3. But that's still absurd.
Why do we have that? I just don't understand. It was like at my house we had this little like basket of all our Super Nintendo games. And we also had the NES game. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we had, for some reason we had 2 random NES games that like I don't know if like, our uncle was confused and like what games could play on what system. But like, for some reason we had Super Mario Bros. 3, and then we had this like mystery game called like Mansion Manic or whatever. It was something odd. I thought it was Scooby-Doo for all I knew.
Mario's kind of overrated. I'm just gonna put it out there.
I think the 2D Mario games are a little overrated. Like, get to the flagpole at the end. I think that's a little boring. But Mario Party was definitely really fun, and so was Super Mario 64. Even though that game is kind of beaten to death.
Well, is Smash technically a Mario game? Probably not. Everyone in the comments is gonna be like, yo, like she doesn't know shit about games. But like I swear, I promise you, I really don't know shit about games. You're right.
Is this Smash? Yeah, I had Melee
Mario?
growing up.
You know what game is so much better than Mario Kart?
What's that?
Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. I'm sorry, but I'm not like a huge like, ooh, Sonic over Mario person. I don't really give a shit. But I had Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing on that worked well.
Yeah,
I had it on DS, and it was the sounds and the how to maneuver it, and
I've never liked the Sega characters.
Everything about the gameplay was so much fun. I played as Shadow most of the time, and sometimes I played as Knuckles. I liked Knuckles. I think Knuckles was like, I just thought they were like the bad boys. Shadow was cool because I really liked emo boys.
Oh yeah, you had your emo phase. Yeah.
I definitely did. I listened to like a lot of Pierce the Veil, and the other day I saw a TikTok about Brian Starr's interviews, and I was like, that is a memory.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I remember liking all those bands, and you were like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, I remember the first time you got old enough to like go see a concert, you told me about Blood on the Dance Floor, and I was kind of terrified, and like my parents got all like judgmental and was like, ugh, what the heck is that?
I don't know. Like,
you writing kids in your music. That's what.
So that band was like, they were just really obscene sexual stuff that 13-year-old girls were like, ew, it's so edgy. So after that whole thing, like after the band got popular, the lead singer now has all of these like insane pedophilia
allegations.
Exactly. And I mean, I wouldn't even go so far to say they're allegations, because they must be true. There's so many of them, they absolutely have to be true. And I like hugged him. Like I remember meeting him before the show. Like they were outside their bus and he was like talking to other girls, and a lot of girls would be like, yeah, I met him before the show and he like invited me on the bus and raped me. And I'm like,
oh my god,
I'm so glad that didn't happen to me. Because I don't know that I would have like gone, but I was 13 when I saw them. I just turned 13, and then even the stuff at the concert was really questionable. Range. Yeah, no, even the stuff, and he was like 30, but the stuff at the concert was very questionable. Like he at a lot of points said, "Who's gonna suck my dick tonight?"
Oh my god, like, yeah, and he knows his audience.
Yeah, the crowd of like 30, and some of them were 17. That's still like shit.
That's still illegal under Sam. There's another band guy. I saw this on like there's a YouTuber called Horror Stories, and he gives like these terrible stories that are true. And there's like this dude, and like they had a few popular like edgy emo songs. It turns out like he was like really sick, like really sick. Like, talk about doing stuff for like babies, like torturing them and so, like.
Oh my god.
And like he had a girlfriend, and like before they arrested him, like his girlfriend was like 7 months pregnant. So like, thank God the kid wasn't born yet. But just like the journals and the videos they looked up, it was insane.
Do you remember like what band it was or like what it was?
I'll have to look it up and later. I'll send you like the YouTube link. I just did that again.
Fuck. I feel so bad. This level's so tricky.
I'm telling you, this is nothing compared to that barrel. There's like a snowy barrel one, and it's like, just imagine doing this, but like the whole screen is being blurred by like, TV static, and like,
oh, I hate that.
Everything is so slippy.
The wizard level. Yes. Remember, I remember not like being around when you finished most of those levels.
I threw my controller and it started freaking out the emulator. That's the thing, though. I used to rage. I used to throw the controller, and then, that's when, Mallory let me scream all I want. But once I started like smashing the devices, it was over the line.
I would get really mad, because I didn't want it to break. But I remember you had such a problem playing against the CPUs on Mortal Kombat 2. We didn't have Mortal Kombat 1, but we had Mortal Kombat 2. And David played as Sub-Zero, and he could not win against the computer. And you would also get really mad at me because I, being terrible at video games, would button mash. Until, of course, I found the uppercut, and then I uppercutted all the time.
That's such
I could
a
just
treat
get you.
move. That's what I do in Smash Bros, though.
You were like, that's cheating. And I was like, it's not cheating. It's just like being a big asshole.
Yeah, what's the difference? That's what that's what they do.
Used to flip shit. It was like kind of funny though. I remember you like this one time in the basement of Meme and Pepe's. You got so angry that you just like lost it, and I just remember you like screaming and crying. And I think this was actually a Super Mario 64.
Oh my god. Well, where like what level do you remember?
No, I just remember you were really, really mad. And I just remember, I think Meme told you to like calm down and was like, no more video games.
Well, oh my god, when you tell me no more video games, when we live up in the middle of, goddamn nowhere with no internet.
Did she have internet at her house at that point yet?
She didn't even have cable.
At one point she got Wi-Fi.
She didn't even have like satellite TV. They used to watch like Judge Judy over the freaking airways.
They have cable, and now obviously, and our grandfather Pepe still only watches
like the local channels.
Exactly, it's crazy. It's like Pepe, you have all these channels. Meme likes HGTV.
I'm gonna lose all my lives. If I game over, I think we should end the video.
Yeah, and then you can send it to me. I'll edit it. Yee, but. Damn, like, Meme, she was such a fun lady. I loved my grandma.
Oh, I remember the story about how, we were driving past your grandmother's house on the other side of the family.
Oh, I love this story.
And, your father
she lived across from a graveyard, yeah.
Yeah, and then your dad goes, oh, your grandmother lives there, and points to like a house across the street from the graveyard. And then you go, yeah, my grandfather lives there, and he points to the graveyard. And I'm like, they're divorced? I didn't put two and two together.
I didn't know if you were saying that to be funny at the time, or if you were really just that dumb.
No, it really didn't come to me.
I think I was like 12, so you must have been like 11. You were not a baby.
Still.
What vehicle did we use? Because didn't my dad only have the like
he had a Yukon
machine? Oh, he had the Yukon then. My dad at one point had like just one of those white like vans because he's an electrician.
Yeah, he got it for free from his friend. His friend gave it to him.
Uncle Ed, who still love.
I keep screwing myself.
You keep
I think we're gonna save it here and end the video.
All right. Well, thank you for everybody for turning into Cartridge Cousins. Come back. Well, we'll see when we upload the next one, probably within a week or so. Love to make it a regular thing. And thank you so much for listening and watching. Anything else to add, David?
Nope. This is Mallory and David signing out.